national anthem is only a few weeks old, these children know the words well. At this Sunday school in the new capital, Juba, they sing the anthem as a prayer for the future. Do you know what independence is?
Yes.
What does it mean?
Independence is our country, South Sudan. That day we are in fighting, but now our country is good.
Teacher Tabitha Eliabi Kenyi says that before independence, she grew up as a second-class citizen.
They're going to feel that they are a first-class citizen in their own country. For me, for example, I grew up in northern Sudan, and I'm always feeling that I'm less than them, because even the community look at us as that we are less than other children of northerners. So, but for our children, no, they're going to feel the same, they are in the same class, the same, nothing going to make them to feel inferior, but they're going to be courage, they're going to do things with courage. This is for them.
Tabitha tells me that her priority now is to teach the children about peace.
We put the first step, but they're going to follow after us.
This was the scene in Juba earlier this month. In the scorching heat, the largely Christian population celebrated their freedom. They'd witnessed decades of civil war with the North, which claimed at least 2 million lives and displaced many more. Now this young country faces a stark reality. There's almost no civil administration, and most people are illiterate. They face an uncertain future. This is the most affluent part of Juba and one of the few stretches of sealed road in the country. We're warned not to drive too far out of the city for fear of landmines left over from the Civil War. But you don't have to go far to see the reality of daily life for the South Sudanese. Despite all the problems, there is no shortage of people willing to work towards the future. Here at a popular Juba restaurant, ironically called Home and Away, I meet a group of South Sudanese who've returned from Australia.
Some families have lost people, like almost the entire family, and they end up being abroad or in other African countries by themselves. And that they don't have a home, they don't know anyone, and it's going to be really hard to come back and re-establish yourself in a country where you feel lost, you don't know anything, you don't have anything. So
Adol McKenny-Jew is a science student from Sydney. She says the South Sudanese government has a big job ahead of it.
There is hope because they haven't been into this, governing system, and they lack experience, and they don't have the knowledge, maybe the experience they need to manage their financial bit of the country.
Ayan Cole is from Adelaide. She's concerned about corruption.
Our people have been in war for so many years. Imagine someone hungry for days. When you bring a plate of food in front of them, they will try to grab as much as they can, knowing that my mouth is small, but I can just keep on putting that I want to get full quickly. That's how we perceive our corruption.
I can't blame anyone because there is no one to blame. You can't blame the government, they say they do the job. So we just have to hope, just hoping that next 5 years wouldn't be the same as last 5 years. And if it's the same, then we have a problem.
In fact, less than a month ago, fighting was still going on between the Northern Army and South Sudanese forces over the oil-rich region of Abyei, which is claimed by both sides. It was General Elias Waya's troops who repelled the attack. Hello, General.
Oh.
Nice to see you again.
It's my pleasure. You're welcome.
He delivers a stark warning to Sudan's President Omar Al-Bashir. He's prepared to go straight back to war.
If it is decided that all possible means for peaceful resolution of Abyei issue is no longer there, then we are going for war. There is no one that is not going for war. We will go for war. We are going to defeat them. But now, as an independent nation, they are going to get it very rough and tough.
Do you think you're provoking them?
We are not provoking them. We are putting our population to know that war is still. The enemy is still in Abyei. He has chosen our people away out from Abyei, and they may fight us anytime.
Most of us are here because we've finished our studies.
Returnees like Justin Kawach-McKee from Melbourne support the general, especially when it comes to the North's president.
If you live next door to a mad dog, don't be surprised if you get beaten. So Abyei is being held as a ransom.
You know, the land belongs to the people of Abyei. It's part of Southern Sudan, and they are Southern Sudanese. So being a criminal, of course, is holding it as a ransom in return of the oil, which is what he's after. So there is really no negotiations that if Bashir wanted a share of oil, he could just say that in plain English or in plain Arabic as he speaks.
We should put it to the international community that I need my share in the oil of Abyei. Then the international community will sit down to talk with the people of Abyei. And then they will be given their share, if there is that necessity of giving them oil.
Here at St. Joseph's Catholic School in the centre of Juba, independence also represents religious freedom. This overwhelmingly Christian land has been dominated by the Muslim North for decades.
I'm a Catholic. I'm a Christian. I'm to teach Islamic history. I will find it very difficult. So we say it is a golden chance for us to have our own independence and to have our own history. Good morning. How are you? Fine, thank you. Sit down.
The principal, John Wani, says he wants to imprint on these young minds the Christian values his generation fought so hard to uphold.
Because we have been in the war for 21 years, and we have a lot of obstacles, we have a lot of challenges.
Phasing out the Arabic curriculum and replacing it with an English one is only one of the fundamental challenges the school faces. I counted 90 pupils in this class.
If you take the number, the ratio of school to pupil, you will find out that one classroom will go over 200. We have a lot of returnees from Khartoum, but the main reason is that we have a lot of kids and few schools.
The principal tells me St. Joseph's is considered more prosperous than other schools.
Generally, infrastructure is zero. In some areas, you will find out that schools are under the trees. Some areas, schools are under the tent. Some have semi-permanent building. And we talked of a school having a conducive environment so that children can be able to grow and develop and perceive education. We are trying now to emerge from zero upward.
And it's not just the schools that have been neglected. This is Juba's largest hospital. This hospital is considered privileged. It has more doctors and gets more government funding than any other health facility in this infant nation. But even here, there is a chronic shortage of resources.
So this is Ward 10. This is the one that has been...
It's a situation only too familiar to the hospital director, Dr. Robert Napolean.
We have a big problem. That is the number of nurses that we have here are not quite enough to cater for the patients.
Dr. Napolean tells me this is the only general hospital in Juba.
And I think also because of the war generally. Yeah, the war had a big impact on that, in that so many health facilities were destroyed.
Preventable illnesses like malaria, gastroenteritis and pneumonia are rampant. But with poor sanitation and a lack of health facilities, many die before they're treated.
Now, like I said, the hospital is suffering because it is overloaded. Almost all the patients around here, they come to the hospital because this is the only facility that's functioning. We have to have another hospital somewhere that can do exactly what we are doing here. I think the load will be going down.
In a country where there is a shortage of everything, Dr. Napolean says there's a lot of waste. He blames non-government organisations.
So they'll hire a consultant from outside, give him a lot of money, like $1,000 a day for 30 days, for 30 days, or maybe for 60 days, depending on how long he stays. And he goes back and comes up with a report which may not even be implemented. So what's the purpose of getting a consultant? Like for me, I could have just gone back to the NGO and made a lot of money, but I said no, let me just continue to help our people. If you don't do it, nobody will do it for us.
Tonight, there is yet another independence celebration. Juba has a vibrant music scene, and this gathering has been organised by a returnee from Britain, Aniette de Waal. She moved here in 2005, just after the signing of a peace accord.
I came here, I lived in a tent for several months, no electricity, no water. I moved to a house that was completely dilapidated and really expensive, and I stayed there for about a year, paying a lot of rent for nothing.
Aniette runs the Roots Project, which helps empower women through arts and crafts.
We've had peace agreements, we've had peace, we've had reconciliation, but we've always had conflict as well. So this is the one thing, you know, that people still worry about, and it's many years of a lot of bad things, and everyone is traumatized. I think even people who left are traumatized.
Celebrations here cannot obscure a sobering truth. Creating a new nation will take decades of hard work.
I never felt like I wanted to leave South Sudan again, because if it's not for us to build it up, then who's going to do it?